Imagine it's the early 1940s. World War II is tearing across Europe. Britain is under constant air raids. Hospitals are overwhelmed, and wounded soldiers are dying. Not always from their injuries, but because there's no reliable way to replace lost blood. Whole blood spoils quickly. It can't be stored for long or transported safely across oceans. In a war defined by speed and scale, medicine is dangerously behind. This is where Dr. Charles Richard Drew enters the story. Born in 1904 in Washington, D.C., Charles Drew showed exceptional talent early in life, both academically and athletically. But growing up in a deeply segregated America meant that opportunity was limited, even for the brilliant. Drew pushed forward anyway. He earned his medical degree at McGill University in Canada, where racial barriers were less severe, and later pursued advanced research at Columbia University. There, he became the first Black American to earn a Doctor of Science in medicine. His focus was blood. At the time, scientists understood transfusion basics, but large-scale blood storage was unreliable. Drew expanded on earlier work and proved something revolutionary. If blood plasma, the liquid portion, was separated from red blood cells, it could be preserved far longer, safely transported, and used to treat shock without strict blood type matching. This discovery changed everything. In 1940, as Nazi bombing campaigns devastated British cities, Drew was appointed director of the Blood for Britain project. Under his leadership, plasma was collected in the United States, processed using strict safety standards, and shipped across the Atlantic. Thousands of lives were saved. His work proved that blood banking could function on an industrial scale. The concept worked. The system held. As a result, in 1941, Drew became the first director of the American Red Cross Blood Bank. He established protocols that are still foundations of blood collection today. He also introduced mobile blood collection units, what we now call bloodmobiles. For this, Charles Drew is widely regarded as the father of modern blood banking. But his career also exposed a painful contradiction. Despite the science proving otherwise, the U.S. military insisted on segregating blood donations by race. Drew strongly objected, calling the policy unscientific and morally wrong. Blood, he argued, has no race. When the policy remained, he resigned from the Red Cross in 1942. Drew returned to Howard University, where he became a surgeon, professor, and mentor, training generations of Black physicians during a time when representation in medicine was desperately scarce. Then, in April of 1950, tragedy struck. While traveling to a medical conference in Alabama, Drew fell asleep at the wheel. His car crashed in North Carolina. He suffered catastrophic injuries, massive trauma that severely limited his chance of survival. He was rushed to a nearby hospital and received emergency treatment. Despite hours of care, his injuries were simply too severe. He died at the age of 45. Over time, a powerful myth emerged that Drew was denied care because of his race. The story resonated deeply, because such discrimination was tragically common in that era. But historical evidence tells a different story. Medical records, eyewitness accounts, and later research confirm that Drew was treated promptly and received appropriate care. His death was the result of overwhelming injuries, not refusal. The myth persisted because it symbolized a truth larger than one moment: systemic injustice in American healthcare. But Charles Drew's legacy doesn't need myth to make it powerful. His work saved millions of lives during wartime and beyond. His standards shaped modern medicine. His insistence on scientific truth over racial bias set an example still relevant today. Charles Drew didn't just change how blood was stored, he changed how lives were saved.